Hi everybody, it's Georgia Rose from Zencuda. Welcome to my channel. I hope that you are having a great day today, and today's video is going to be about the full moon in Aries, which comes in on October 7th, 2025. So let's dive right in. I'm titling this full moon, It's Time to Receive Love. Aries is a fire sign and it's coming in hot. So if you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can always do that on zencuda.com. Please subscribe to my channel. My YouTube is Zencuda. My Facebook is Zencuda Soul Space, and my Instagram is Zencuda Official. So full moon in Aries, October 7th. This is the chart for the full moon, and as you can see, there's a lot going on. However, this full moon is a little bit more quieter and contemplation, and inspires this full moon is a little bit quieter and inspires more contemplation than Aries usually does, because Aries is a fire sign, it's impulsive. But with what's going on in the zodiac, you're going to see that this particular full moon packs a lot of internal transformation. So we have this full moon occurring in the axis of, here's the moon in the chart, in the axis of the Libra Aries axis, because Libra is the opposite of Aries, and that's why it's a full moon. The moon is at 14 degrees of Aries, and the sun is at 14 degrees of Libra, which makes it a full moon. They're opposite each other, which is this red line in the chart. So when we have a full moon in Aries, it focuses relationships, because Aries Libra axis in the zodiac is the relationship axis. Aries is the relationship we have with ourselves. Libra is more the relationship where we configure ourselves through other people. So the first thing I notice about this full moon is it is a south node moon. It's going to be in an area where the south node is near Venus, which is the planet ruling Libra, where the sun is right now. So that's why I'm calling this a south node kind of a moon energy, even though it's not a south node moon eclipse like the last one we just had. It is very much playing a part, the south node, in this particular energy, because it's with Venus, and Venus is in charge of Libra. Mars is in charge of Aries, and Mars is also very prominent in this chart. It's in Scorpio, which is a very home sign for Mars and gives Mars a lot of power. Talk about that in a minute. But first, the focus is on relationships. The south node is right next to Libra, and they are both actually in Virgo. Venus will be going into Libra soon. It's in the last degrees of, approaching the last degrees of Virgo, so we're going to have that switch. But right now, we've got the south node, which is this thing that looks like a little hook here, and Venus in Virgo ruling this eclipse, because the sun is in Libra. Mars is also ruling this eclipse. But this energy here, when we have the south node, which is an energy of our past, of the things that we maybe brought in from another life, the fact that it's with Venus, the planet of love, the things that we value and the things that are very important with us, means that it's going to be bringing up past patterns to do with love and the things that we value and our belief systems and the things that are important. This is very important because we have a full moon that's focusing on relationships, while we have Venus and the south node having a conversation about how have you loved in the past? Where are the things that are being brought forward to you in your mind and heart that show you your past relationships? Where have they gone wrong? Where have they been really great? You're going to start to feel those memory fields come in. Maybe you've already done that and felt that the last few days. And the reason why that's happening is because of this particular configuration here on the full moon. We also have the planet Pluto, which is retrograde. It's still retrograde. It's in the first degree of Aquarius still. It's only gone into Aquarius in January, and here it is still in the first degrees. And that's having a conversation of tension with Mercury. So whatever comes up during this full moon regarding your relationships, regarding the way and the belief systems that you've had in the past, you're either going to want to really have a conversation about it, or you're going to want to communicate by not speaking. Because when Mercury is in Scorpio and Mars is also there, which is ruling the Aries portion of this eclipse, which are our relationship with ourselves, these two planets are saying, I need to just be alone. I need to be going within, going deep. What are these things that are really coming forward in my heart and what I'm feeling? what are they really trying to show me? And Pluto is having that conversation with this area that's those feelings. It's getting ready to go direct in the sky. It's going to do that in a few days around the 14th of October. So when it does that, it brings all the things that we've been thinking about for the last 7 months and working on for the last 7 months really forward into our action part of our chart, because it's still having these conversations with Mars and Mercury. And so in this eclipse, we've got things coming in relationships. How have we loved in the past? How have we been hurt by love in the past? And what's coming forward to bring us to a place of understanding of how we need to do things differently. It's a story of release around how we give and receive love. And what's going to come up a lot in this full moon is giving and receiving. Do we give too much to the point where we let our own things fall by the wayside? We spend our whole day helping others or teaching others or showing others how to do something, and then we don't come home and do it for ourselves. Are we unable to receive? You know, I give Reiki to a lot of people, and in the beginning when I first became a Reiki practitioner, I would have a hard time receiving Reiki and giving up control and allowing myself to be in that space of love. And love is something that has to have balance and equality in the giving and receiving of our hearts and of our actions. Otherwise, it's not in balance, it's not in alignment, it's not in truth of what we really want and desire. So the other part of this full moon is we've got Mercury squaring Pluto, which we just talked about. This is this sign right here. Mercury just went into Scorpio at 0 degrees. So those of you who have planets in Scorpio, Mars and Mercury are right there. It's having a moment with Pluto, which is tension around words. Be careful. In this energy, you may want to speak too much and say the wrong thing or come on really strong, with Mars also in that part of the chart. But it could also be the opposite, where you are speaking by your silence. You're using silence to communicate, because Scorpio is an energy that likes to keep things hidden. Then we've got Jupiter here squaring Chiron, this planet right here in the green at 25 degrees of Aries. It's very prominent in this moon energy that we have here. And Chiron is where our wounds are. It's the wounds that we bring into this life in order to heal and transform and integrate. They're wounds that we carry very, very deeply and often forever over the course of many lifetimes, each lifetime allowing us the opportunity to integrate it and understand it. Jupiter is having a conversation with these wounds and amplifying them, because Jupiter expands anything that is touching it in the chart, and it's having this conversation with Chiron. That's why these feelings that are coming up are very intense. You're going to find people sometimes flying off the handle in this energy, because Aries can be impulsive, but it's really coming in to show us what we need differently and be introspective. The real shocker and the real movement in this chart, on top of everything, is this planet here, Uranus. It's in a conversation with Mercury, with Neptune, and also with Pluto. What's it saying? It's breaking apart the illusions, these memory fields that are coming in, these memories that you're having, these feelings that you're having about your relationships, about the way you've loved, about the way you've been treated in love. They're coming in to break apart the illusions we have and to become realizations for transformation. For instance, have you spent many years blaming someone who didn't fulfill your needs and the relationship didn't work out because they weren't what you wanted them to be? However, when you really start evaluating that and looking back on that memory field, now you suddenly realize, of course they treated you that way because you never prioritized yourself. And because you didn't know how to have a loving relationship with yourself where you were able to receive, of course that person didn't understand how to give to you what you needed, and it just didn't compute. It didn't work. It didn't align. These are the kind of really deep messages that are going to come out with this Aries full moon. And ironically enough, this full moon is called the hunter moon. And for me in this energy, it's almost like we're hunting where the alignment needs to be in our love relationships, in the places where we have family or friends or romantic partners or business partners that are really important to us. And what do we need to step up and take responsibility for in order to make those be in alignment with what we truly want? And how can we blame others for not being able to give us what we want when we are not able to receive it or even give it to ourselves. And that's the real balance that comes in this full moon. So it's very deep transformation. We've got Pluto getting ready to go direct, the planet of transformation, showing us where our illusions have been holding us back from the love relationships that we want in every form in our life. Uranus comes in to have a conversation with Pluto to help break apart those illusions and make them realizations. While the moon in Aries, our relationship with ourself, and the sun in Libra, our relationship with others, are having conversations to balance and integrate the lives, the loves, so that we can understand what our needs truly are and how we can communicate that, Mercury with Mars in Scorpio, from the depths of our authenticity to finally get the satisfaction, the fulfillment, and the love that we desire and want to be fulfilled. Very, very big, big moon. And the energy that we have come forth and the way we handle it now is going to play out in our lives for many years to come. This is a very transitional, very strategic, very karmic time in our lives. So this full moon in conclusion is about balancing love, giving and receiving, while prioritizing our own needs. I have a typo there, I'm sorry, about what we need in relationship and how we prioritize ourselves. If we don't prioritize ourselves, we can't complain that our relationships neglect us or overlook us. We have to teach people how to love us, and we have to teach ourselves how to love us and fulfill our own hearts. The only one who is ever going to fulfill you completely is yourself. And then when you learn how to do that and you're giving that energy into the world, then the world treats you that way. We show the world and we show others how to treat us. And this full moon is really going to show that. So the wounds come forward, the places where we've been felt like we weren't heard or seen, we were neglected or not prioritized, come forward to show us where that's holding us back from getting the relationships in our life to move forward and maybe establishing new perspective and new ways so that we can release old beliefs and allow ourselves to finally receive love from ourself with self-love and from others. So I hope this full moon brings you to that balance, with beautiful place in our lives. It can be like heaven or it could be like hell. It's our choice how we choose to love ourselves and show others how we prioritize love and how to love us. If you'd like to book a reading to dive deeper into this topic or others, you can reach me at zenkuda.com. Thank you so much for watching and sharing my content. All of my videos are meant to be shared. Let's help the world find their balance in love with this beautiful full moon in Aries. Blessings to everyone.